right observation, and they're going to the overrider approaching the whichever day you think we need this pretty out, huh?
It's a show like no other. Standing on the runway at Edwards Air Force Base, your body trembles as the SR-71 blasts down the pavement.
Flying this airplane is very demanding, challenging. You're always on the edge of your seat.
The SR-71 is more than 35 years old, yet it remains the fastest, highest-flying jet on Earth. If a bullet and an SR-71 raced across the U.S., the spy plane would win by more than 2 minutes.
Cruising at 2,200 miles an hour beats 55, let me tell you that. It's the only way to go.
Cruising at 2,200, the SR actually uses less fuel than it does taxiing on the runway. Look at what it goes through just sitting in the hangar. Engineers can't stop it, but when it races 3 times the speed of sound, the jet stretches, plugging most of the leaks. The old jet sucks up the fuel. 13 minutes after takeoff, the Blackbird is thirsty. More than 1,000 miles away, a tanker from Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington, is delivering the spy plane its breakfast. We're the first news crew allowed to document this in more than a decade. You think filling up your car is tough? Imagine doing it 5 miles high at 575 miles an hour.
We're taking the boom and we're sending it out. And on the end of the boom, there's a nozzle.
In the back of the plane, the boom operator flies a gas nozzle with wings. In front, the pilots battle with speed.
There's a lot of different timing techniques and increasing airspeed and slowing down techniques that need to be done.
The supersonic jet glides within 20 feet of the tanker. Dinner is served.
Something that you never thought you'd ever be doing in your wildest dreams, be able to refuel the world's fastest aircraft.
Our tanker is going as fast as it can without its wings ripping off, and the SR is going as slow as it can without dropping from the sky. Our speed, nearly Mach 1, the speed of sound. The SR-71 pilots can't take off their helmets while they're flying or else they would die. So in order to eat, they have to use one of these straws and insert it into the helmet. If they want to heat up their food, they put it on the window, which is about 600 degrees, heat it up, put it inside here, and then chow down.
Roger.
Most jets get old and tired after a few decades, not the Blackbird.
We found out that the airplane was stronger than the day it was built. So we really have no end to this airplane. It just gets stronger every time it flies.
Pretty much of the West looks real
Only
good.
2 crews can fly this bird, and they're fairly old and definitely gray. But other pilots are raising their hands to sign up.
If you're a football player, you want to go to the Super Bowl. If you are a military pilot, you want to fly the fastest, highest flying airplane there is, which happens to be the SR-71.
General Robert Beeler ought to know. He's a former SR pilot. Now he heads up the program from Beale Air Force Base north of Sacramento. He's hired another young crew to start training this spring. This may be the highest flying, fastest jet in the entire world, but take a look inside this cockpit. One look, you can see that it's not the highest tech jet in the world. We can see inside the spy plane's cockpit for the first time. Check out the old round dials, nothing fancy. Glass cockpits with computer readouts is the hottest style for 21st century jets.
Yeah, glass cockpits are neat, but it doesn't buy you an extra bit of capability. We can spend lots of money to upgrade the interior of the airplane, but it doesn't do anything for us.
The Blackbird program doesn't have much money, $39 million a year compared with hundreds of millions back in the 70s and 80s.
We think it's a very cheap insurance program.
Lockheed and some lawmakers say the Blackbird is vital to national security. They say it's the only thing we have right now to take really wide-angle photos of high-threat areas without being shot down.
It's still virtually invulnerable at the altitudes and speeds that we fly. We can go to very, very dangerous places and survive.
And it can do this for the next 20 years. There's nothing in the inventory that can replace it.
The Air Force killed the Blackbird 7 years ago. Congress recently brought it back to life. Air Force brass still doesn't want it, though. For now, Congress is writing checks to keep it on life support for the next 7 months.
We'll get 3 shots over the right over.
After that, no one knows if they'll keep it alive or if Blackbird crews will once again sing their farewell song.
Blackbird, bye-bye.
At Edwards Air Force Base, Michelle Hoffland, Fox 40 News. At Edwards Air Force Base, Michelle Hoffland, Fox News.